It has been a remarkably long time since I've last uploaded anything. I don't know, I think it's been over 2 months. Yeah, maybe 3 months, because I don't think I uploaded anything all throughout summer. Because it was too hot for my motivation. I was pretty much just getting zapped from the heat. And even now, you can hear the buzzing or humming of my fan that I'm running, because it is still hot. Not as hot as it has been, but it's still hot, and I have a cat to take care of us. So, I am running my fan to, well, make sure he doesn't get too dehydrated. Anyway, for those who don't know what this game is, it's called Demon Bluff. It's a game that has been trending on YouTube among people like Toast. I promise that's not the reason why I'm recording this video. It's not because it's some YouTube trend. But I actually played this game a bit before I even knew people were making videos on it. And I thought, hey, why don't I make videos on that? And so, here I am. I am not going to explain what all these cards do as their abilities, because this is my third take of making this video, and honestly my throat is starting to hurt. So what you all can do is read the descriptions of these cards when I hover my mouse over them, or you could do your best to learn as I play and explain my reasoning for things. Okay, so let's get started. There is a chance of a doppelganger, a wretch, a bombardier, or a plague doctor as my outcast. I am dealing with two evils, Ba and Shaman. Okay, so there's a chance of a doppelganger. Yes. These two are saying the exact same thing, so I think that they might be good. Honestly, in one of my previous rounds while trying to record this, I got tricked by this. Not again. So, oh man. Okay, hold on. Gotta redraw my lines. Anyway. So I'm not gonna automatically mark these two as good. This Dreamer. If I select the Wretch with it, I mean, it doesn't explain this, but if you select the Wretch with the Dreamer, the Wretch will appear as a cabbage. But only if it's a real Dreamer. Yep. So that Dreamer's real. Okay. Between 7, 4, and 5, there's a Villager, an Outcast, and a Minion. Okay, so I think these two are real. Wait, hold on. Can a character be corrupted? No, there's no Plague Doctor. So this one has to be lying, right? Yep, you were Ba. I'm actually glad that I got Ba as my first round, because Ba is the most basic of the demons that you could get. They just lie. There's two other demons. Hookah, which corrupts the two characters adjacent to it, if they're corruptible. There is that little caveat. And then there's Lilis, who has a little gauge in the bottom right corner here, And when you hit the moon on that gauge, which is around here, Lilis will kill one card that you haven't flipped over. So, with 9 cards available, that would be one card that she kills. But if there's 10 cards in the village, then she kills 2 of the unflipped cards. And she can accidentally kill a fellow evil, one of her minions. Okay, now the shaman is 2 cards away from the closest evil. So, you're real. The shaman is... Ooh. Huh. Well, it's 2 cards. Wait, okay, yeah. So, you... Yep. Okay, so, the shaman is 2 cards away from the closest evil. The shaman duplicates a random villager, and then there's the doppelganger, which disguises as another villager. So, having 3 is not really unusual in this situation, right? The duplicated ones, they usually say the same thing if they were duplicated by the shaman. So, that's how I knew that the scout was probably real, because this doppelganger, which also shares the abilities with the character or villager it's disguising as, says something different from the original, right? So, what that told me is that this medium was most likely real, and since they're saying the same thing, they're both telling the truth, which led to me to believe that this scout up here was safe. And shaman is 2 cards away from the closest evil, okay? This is the only other evil. And since I confirmed that this one, well, I confirmed in my mind that I wasn't 100% certain. But since I confirmed that this one was real, this one could, is the only one that could have been, the shaman. Okay, next village. Lilis and the Poisoner. See, at night, kill random, unrevealed character, deal 2 damage to you. Oh, right. You see down here in the bottom left corner? That's my health. And she takes 2 damage from that, while also killing one of the cards. Unflipped. She is the worst demon in this game. There's only 3 demons, and she's the worst of them all. Okay, now the Poisoner. Game start. 1 adjacent villager is corrupted, if possible. That's the caveat. 1 lie and 1 disguise. Since there's a plague doctor, game start. 1 good villager is corrupted. Pick 1 character. If it's corrupted, learn an evil character for free, right? So what this is saying is that there's a chance of 4 liars, because the corrupted characters can only tell lies, and their abilities don't work, right? So like if this knight is corrupted, then it can die. There's a poet, okay, enlightened, fortune teller, plague doctor. Okay, first test the knight. Knight was Lilis, okay. That's 1 of the 2 evils gone. What did the list say? Well, she couldn't say anything. She's the knight. Okay, I am 1 card away from the closest evil. This is the truth, no matter what, even if this is the other evil one. Okay, now fortune tellers. Pick 2 characters. Learn if any of them are evil. If I select Lilis and Poet... Okay, so the fortune teller says that 1 of them is evil. False. But I confirmed that Lilis was number 8, and she's one of the ones I selected. So this is a lie. So, this fortune teller could be corrupted. Or, corrupted or the other evil. If I select this fortune teller and I do the same thing, corrupted or evil. Right? So, what I can do now is select the Plague Doctor, and I select this character. Number 6 is corrupted, right? Okay, so that means 8 is evil. Well, that just confirms what I already know. But what this tells me is that this one's the other evil, right? Okay. Next village. Oh, look at that, I'm racking up my score. Hopefully I could beat my current high. Okay. It's Lilis again. Wait, what? Lilis didn't kill this card. That can only mean that this card is Lilis. Yep. Go figure. Anyway, there is a witch. Oh, and wait, there isn't a witch. Wait. Huh. Okay, so what the witch does is that it prevents you from revealing your last card, but I couldn't flip over Lilis's card. Oh, you know what? It's probably because she activated her ability, and if she wasn't number 10, then that card would have died before I could see what it was. Okay. Anyway, knight. This is a real knight. Because it didn't die. This streamer, pick one character. Learn an evil role. If an evil is picked, you get the correct info on that evil. I could either test this on this wretch, which would say it's a cabbage from the dreamer, right? Or I could test it on Lilis, which I think is more certain in case that wretch is itself fake. Yep. Number 10 could be Lilis. This dreamer's real. There should be only one outcast. Oh, okay. Between 4. Wait, hold on. I should test this one first. Lilis and the wretch. Okay, this is a real fortune teller. Otherwise, it would have said false when I selected Lilis. Okay, between 4. Between 4, 2, and 7, there's an outcast, a minion, and a villager. I think this one is telling the truth. Because the wretch is registered as a random evil minion to other characters, and there is a minion in this game simply called Minion. So that could very well be the random minion that this wretch is being registered as. Right. And this Bombardier... Yeah, this Bombardier has to be real, because I confirmed that the knight and the fortune teller adjacent to it are telling the truth. They're safe. They're villagers, right? Now, the counselor... One villager becomes an outcast role, and the counselor sits next to it. So this Bombardier has to be real because these two cards adjacent to it are both real. Which leads me to believe that either this Bombardier or the wretch, right? One of those two are the counselor, and I'm thinking it's this Bombardier. Now, if I'm wrong about this, then I just lose. So it's a shot in the dark. And click. Yep, I got it right. Now, there's still one evil remaining, the twin minion. So that would mean that that twin minion... Hold on. X out the counselor. Right. Okay, so that twin minion should be this bishop up here. Yep. Next village. Lilis, the puppeteer. Game start. Random adjacent villager becomes a puppet if possible. It's evil, but cannot lie. Now, it's evil, but cannot lie is specific to its puppet, not the puppeteer. The puppeteer is evil, and it does lie. Which means there's a chance of 3 liars here because the drunk. The drunk disguises as random, not in-play villager. It's corrupted, and it lies, and it cannot be cured. Okay. So there's the hunter, jester. Okay, enlightened, bombardier, gem crafter, lover, a second jester, and another hunter. There is no shaman. Okay, so either one of these 4 is pretty much confirmed to be evil. 1 evil adjacent to me. 1 is good. So if this gem crafter is evil, that means 1 is evil. Yep. So the first one I got is Lilis. Good. She's the worst demon. Okay, 1 is good. That's a lie. Yep. And now I need to confirm whether this hunter or this jester is the puppet. If I select Lilis, the puppeteer, and the jester, there are 2 evils. There are no corruptors. Okay. Now if I select you, and you, there are 2 evils. Okay, so these 2 are both safe. Which means the hunter is the puppet. Yep. Next village. 2 scouts. That card's gonna die. Oh! Lilis just killed an evil for me. So this card was definitely one of the evils. It was either the puppeteer or the poisoner, because Lilis can't kill herself. Oh, okay. This has to be the poisoner. These 2 are both lying. The puppeteer is confirmed to always be right next to another evil because of the puppet. And so, this one is corrupted. And this one could actually also be corrupted. Yeah, I think these 2 are both corrupted. Wait, no. One of them is lying. This one has to be the poisonee. So this one, I'm thinking, is either Lilis or the puppeteer. No, you were the poisoner. So that one could still be the poisoner. That would mean that this... Okay. That would mean that this was the puppeteer. Which means you... Wait. Hold on. Hold on. I'm probably gonna lose this one. Wait, you were the puppeteer? So you were the puppet, you're the poisoner. Okay. Right, 3 or 5 could be the puppeteer. Yeah, so you're the poisonee. You're the poisonee right here. I'm 2 ways from a corrupted character. You're lying. 1 is evil, 3 is corrupted. Yep. You're the evil one. Yeah, you're Lilis. Okay. I'll continue on. This video will end once I die. Okay, so this one's telling the truth. You're safe. The knight can't die unless it's corrupted or evil, so... Okay, with this one, I am the original baker. When that's the first baker you flip over, and that's what it says, it's always telling the truth. But I do think that the baker can be corrupted, so if you play this game, you should watch out for that. Okay. I am the original baker. Okay, so you're telling the truth. Can this judge... Nope, that judge is fake. Yep, the judge was Lilis. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I need to watch out for these two. They could both be lying about their occupations. Learn an evil role. If evil picked, learn correct info. So this streamer should say that this is Lilis. Yep. You're a real dreamer. Okay, this jester. Pick 3 characters. Learn how many of them are evil. Right. There are 0 evils. Okay, so you're lying. Yeah, that's a twin minion. Now there is one more evil left, and that's the poisoner. This is where things are going to get tricky. If I select you, you, and you, there is a wretch. You're a liar. The poisoner got trapped. Ooh, and I unlocked a new skin for Lilis. Yeah, okay. I'll select that skin for Lilis. Next village. Medium. Okay. Okay, if this fortune teller is real, it should register this wretch as evil. So if I click the wretch and fortune teller, okay, this one's a liar. Is there a corruptor though? Well, there's the drunk, which is a corrupted, but it can only select a role of a villager not in play. So yeah, you were an evil. Okay. Now, learn how many of them are evil. If I select you, you, and you, there should be at least 2 evils. Okay, you're telling the truth. Closest evil is clockwise. Between 4 and 1, there's a minion and a villager. Okay, but they're learn up to 3 characters. There's only... Oh, that was a real bishop, so they can only get... And there's a chance that they may only give you 2. Okay, but there's no corruptors, so you're safe. 4 and 1, there is a minion and a villager. Okay, so you're safe. 7 is a real fortune teller. Let's see about that. Yeah, you're real. Between 8 and 4, there is a villager and a minion. Closest evil is clockwise. That's a lie. Yep, you were bomb. Okay, villagers 5, outcast 1, minions 2, 1 demon. Okay, so this... Okay. So, right here, I cared 0 corruptions. This is a real alchemist because I'm pretty sure that evils cannot lie about curing specifically 0 corruptions. So, I think this alchemist is safe. Let's test this judge. Is lying. Okay, so this judge is fake. Is there a corruptor, though? This judge could be a drunk. I'm gonna mark you as potentially suspicious. And there's a counselor. Okay. Architect. Left side is more evil. right side is more evil. Left side, which is these four, or right side, which is these four. One of these two are lying. That's certain. And there is a chance of a doppelganger, actually. Okay. I need to find the witch. So I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and kill this judge. Okay. The judge was Lilis. There's still the witch and the counselor, though. The witch is 2 cards from the closest evil. The left side is more evil. Oh, okay. So, one of these two is a doppelganger, I think. And they're both saying that the left side is more evil, these 4. So I think you're lying. Yep, you were the counselor. Now there's still the witch. Which means you're probably the original. That one's a doppelganger. And you're probably the witch. Yep. So you were telling the truth right here. Next village. Oh hey! I beat my high score. I think my previous high was 1,650. Okay. I am good. Confessors, if they're dizzy, that means that they're evil or corrupted, and they cannot lie. So this is a real... That's a real confessor. Right. Is there corruptors? No, there's no corruptor, but there's a chance of a corrupted. So this could be the truth. 3 or 5 is the counselor. Going by what that's saying, since it included itself, it wouldn't risk itself if it was a fake, but this could be a drunk. Wait, no it can't. Ooh, maybe it can, yeah. Wait, then that means that that means you have to be fake. Yeah, you're the counselor. Okay. Okay, we'll just say it's counselor. Yep, you're real. Closest evil is clockwise. You're probably the evil one. Yep. I finally beat my high score. I'm so proud of myself. Flip these over. Okay, you're safe, Mr. Alchemist. Okay. 2 or 5 is the puppet. 2 or 5. Puppets are considered evil, but they always tell the truth. So this is very likely the truth. This is probably, in fact, the puppet, right? Okay. If I do you and you. Huh. Okay, I think you're fake. Yeah. That means you're the puppet. Okay. I am 3 cards away from the closest evil. That is a lie. You're Lilis. I am going on a killing spree. Okay. Now, this one... Of course you couldn't kill yourself, freaking puppeteer. You can't use their abilities. Okay. Lilis, the shaman, and the counselor. Okay. These 2 bars saying there are no corrupted characters, I believe them. Okay? I think they're both telling the truth, and I think one of them is a doppelganger. there is only one pair of evil, Bombardier. 2 outcasts, which means one of these outcasts are fake. Now, this says there is only one pair of evil, and this wretch can register as evil. So, if this judge is evil, then this knitter is safe. Yep. Okay, so the knitter's safe. Now, there's just Lilis and the counselor. So this wretch is real. Oh wait, no, there can't be a doppelganger, but there is a shaman, and that's why, you know, that would explain why they're saying the same thing, yada yada yada. They're literal duplicates of each other. Okay. That wretch is real. Which means there is no drunk. That Bombardier is real. 5 or 4 is the counselor. That's a lie. Right, so you're an evil. Yep, you were the counselor. And that means you're probably less evil. Yep, you were Lilis. There we go. Next village. I wonder how far I'll be able to go. For some context, my first 2 recordings of this, I didn't get nearly as far. As I have this time. I cured 2 corruptions. There is a corruptor, right? There's a corruptor, and there's a drunk. Okay. But the poisoner can only poison, the poisoner can only poison 1 villager, right? Which means, while there is technically 2 corrupteds this game, the drunks can't be cured, which means both these alchemists are lying. One of them was a drunk. Okay. Yeah, I am 1 card away from a corrupted character. This bard's real. Number 3 is a doppelganger. There is a chance for a doppelganger, actually. And there's 2 outcasts. So, these 2 are protecting each other, but they're saying both is good, so there are no evils adjacent. Ooh. I'm not sure. There's only 1 pair of evil. If this knitter is to believe, that makes this one poisoner. No? Oh, it's a lie. Yeah, go figure. Well, that's the end of that round. Look at that. I finally set myself a new high score. This is the last round I'll play in this video. Flip all these. Doppelganger. Okay. There is a chance of a doppelganger. Right. If I kill you, your ball. That was just a guess, but that means this one's telling the truth. This one's telling the truth. This one's probably corrupted. 7 is good. This one's telling the truth. If I select you and you, one of them is evil. Okay, so you're telling the truth. You would have protected Ba if you were evil, so... Jester. If I select you, you, and you, there is 1 evil. You're a liar. No, you're telling the truth. Huh. Oh. Yeah, this puts me in a rough spot. I'm gonna kill you. Yep, you're the puppeteer. That makes you the puppet. Okay. See, that's my reckless playstyle. I had practically no information there, and I just went for it. This baker's safe. 2 is good. 1 is evil. 4. 1. Or 6. Okay. No? 4? Okay, yeah. Well, that is where I'm gonna leave this video. I died immediately there. Okay, back to menu. Anyway, this game was Demon Bluff. It's a playtest. If you want to play it for yourself, the playtest is currently available on Steam for free. I don't think you need a key for it either, or permission from the developer to play this. So, if you want to play it for yourself, go and find it on Steam.